Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we're returning to a Let's Play of Command Modern Operations, where we're playing as the US against Iran. So I've received a bit of feedback from you guys, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, let's talk about that a little bit and our strategy here going forwards. So, first of all, I did turn off the contact emissions for a lot of these things, so that should only be when you click on that you see some contact notifications there. Not now for now, but it should be okay. Right, yeah, and it does declutter the interface a little bit, but of course, yeah, it's still going to be a little bit difficult to see all of these installations because Iran has so much. So let's talk a bit about our strategy. Now, of course, our objective to win this scenario is to bring at least one carrier off the coast of Dubai over here, towards over here, so that we can basically demonstrate that we can sail through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, so we are of course in the objective, so in the offensive here. So we need to overpower Iran, but crucially, we don't need to defeat them entirely. We don't need to destroy every single one of their units. We only need to make sure that we are getting through here. So let's talk about what Iran has and how they could counter that. And I think they do have basically around 5 avenues how they can prevent that. First of all, they do have, I think, at least 2 submarines, and I do imagine that they must be around over here somewhere. The way how we try to affect that is by, of course, having our anti-submarine warfare patrols over here ahead of our main forces. I also do think that we're going to bring this task force over here with a couple of destroyers. Yes, destroyer, frigates, all of that. These guys are going to be brought into the front over here, and then these guys can follow up a little bit behind that. I think you're a little bit slower, aren't you? Yeah. So let's bring you up to a slightly higher speed over here. 25 knots, I think that should be fine. So yeah, that we have basically a task force that clears the area ahead, and that should hopefully be okay. I also do hope that at some point our submarine here might be finding something. Second avenue of attack that they might have is very passive. They probably have mined the Strait of Hormuz. We do have a couple of mine clearing ships over here. We do have a lot of mine clearing helicopters over there. So yeah, I think that should basically be dealt with that. But let's get to the more serious bits that they do have. Of course, the stuff that did sink our carrier last time when we were playing as Iran are these surface-to-surface missile batteries that are mostly on the island of Qasem over here, I guess is how you pronounce that. And these guys are very dangerous too also, so that is definitely something that we must destroy. I'm not sure whether these are the only ones or whether there might be more over here along this coast, and yeah. So land-based power, I think, is the greatest threat that we are facing over here. The second bit is of course sea-based power, so we do see a couple of Iranian ships over here. I'm not too concerned about these guys, honestly. I think we will be taking them out fairly easily once we do get close over here. But the last thing, of course, is the air-based power. Now the air-based power is, I think, moderately applied over here. I think they are mostly using this defensively to protect all of the other assets. So yeah, that I think is something that will probably not result in an all-out attack on us, and even if it did, we do have so much anti-air stuff and so many aircraft that I think we will be able to fight that off. Now, the issue, of course, is, the big issue is all of these air defenses. You can see the circle of enemy air power over here. That is how far they can reach based on the surface-to-air missiles, and that is a big threat, because if we are sailing through here and we are trying to use combat air patrol or just even launching our aircraft, they'll probably just shoot that down. We'll not be able to conduct any helicopter operations over here, and we'll not be able to attack these surface missile batteries that are on this island over here. So that, I think, is of course our main objective: defeat the anti-air units, at least the ones that are threatening towards us. And I do want to talk a little bit about that, because you can see they are always clustered a little bit like that, and there are a couple of just Tor installations, and you can see they don't really have enough range. They basically have a range of about 9 miles, and that's not really enough to threaten us. Honestly, I don't think we need to even deal with these guys. They're basically just protecting the other assets, so that is not something that we necessarily need to take out. What we do need to take out might be the book over here, the Gadfly. This has a range of 25 miles. So that would already cover a little bit of the Strait of Hormuz. And that is, I just don't feel comfortable with having that around. But more importantly, this thing over here, we don't know exactly what it is, but it's probably a Growler. Whatever variant, I think it's probably one of these, potentially this one. Come on, can I get the database? No? Weird. Right, so that basically has a range of about 100 miles, so yeah, that is what we need to defeat. So yeah. And these guys are basically just there to protect the other two assets. So yeah, this is what we're going to try to defeat. Likewise over here, this is also a Gadfly, I think. Really? Growler? Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can see these are very, very big missiles, and they do have a decent range of about 200 or 100 miles. Pretty bad for us. The good thing though is that these things typically come in installations like this, and I think we only basically need to defeat the fire control system, and that is the Gravestone vehicle, and that is this one. So yeah, I think that is what we're gonna try to do. Let's try that anyway. Of course, I would also like to defeat the radar installations, because they do give them the eyes that are a little bit threatening towards us. Right. Enough about strategy, let's get going. So, we have our carrier group down here. We are going to launch our first big strike over here. So, these are all of our aircrafts that we have in this carrier group. And I think in specifically these guys down here are carrying the AGM-88, AARGM. That is a homing missile that goes for enemy radar installations, and this is exactly what I would like to take onto this mission. And you can see we have quite a couple of these guys. They're also the HARM missiles, which are very similar, just different variant, but yeah, these guys are slightly improved. So these guys are what we are going to take onto this mission. We are also going to, of course, accompany that with offensive electronic countermeasures, so that their radar isn't quite as useful as it should be. And of course, we're going to accompany that also with various other strike groups. We do have more AMRAAMs over here. But I would also like to take a couple of these AIM-120C, so these guys are there to protect us, so that we can use them to form a strike group that basically, I mean, all of these guys here do have some anti-air capacity. They are typically carrying four of these missiles that can strike radar installations, and they are carrying 2 missiles that can be used against air. But I would like a dedicated anti-air group, so we're going to bring a couple of these guys over here as well, the Sunliners or some other group. I do think we have quite a couple of them. Yeah, more AMRAAMs over here, and I do think some SuperHornets would also be, some SuperTomcats would also be very nice, because they are of course carrying these very, very long range AIM-152s. I think that's a hypothetical unit, but yeah, very good range, and they have been very good against the MiG-35, which has been pestering us. Of course, I also would like to take some F-35 Lightnings. They're not going to be mixed in with the rest of the group. They're just going to be a little bit behind or on the sides, and I think that is going to be very nice. So, since these guys are going to be accompanying us slightly ahead and to the sides, I think it makes sense to launch these guys immediately. What's your range actually? 500 miles. Okay, so I think the AMRAAMs have a slightly better range. So yeah, let's get all of these guys in the air. Last thing I want to talk about is the AGM-154-2, the JSOR. This is, as you can see maybe over here, not sure whether you can really see this on YouTube, but these guys are carrying cluster bombs. So little bomblets, 145 bomblets, and that means they have very good area saturation, and that is extremely good to defeat anti-air installations. The slight disadvantage here is that these guys are coasting at 530 knots, and that basically means they are very easy to shoot down. Let's see whether we are gonna get these guys, or whether they're gonna be extremely wasted. But I think that is good, and you have a decent strike range, so you know what, let's launch at least, you know what, we can launch, how many are you carrying? 2? Yeah, no, I think it's fine, you guys have a decent range. So yeah, let's get you ready, and then we're gonna launch a couple of guys here, And mostly in groups of 4, I think that is fine. That will make it a little bit easier to coordinate them, even though all in all it's still going to be quite a bit of a mess. So yeah, let's get a couple of groups here into the air, and I'm probably gonna put in a small cut once we have launched all of these guys, so that we have them all in the air at the same time, and I can sort them out a little bit. And yeah, so you guys are probably going to rejoin me as we are seeing these aircraft then come up towards the enemy. So hope to see you in a bit. And here we are back. So we've launched quite a couple of aircraft, as you can see, and all of them are now going towards Iran. So they've been already named, so all of these guys do have a naming scheme. There's, for example, Sea Air Cover Group 1, which does consist of 2 aircraft. We've got Seed Group number 3 with 4 aircraft, and so on and so forth. We have got, so let's basically go through this. So we've got, I think, 3 air cover groups, both which all consist of 2 Super Hornets, E variants, so the single-seater. There's number 3. Where's number 2? I think number 2 should be in here somewhere. Well, basically they are there to cover the flanks. They're carrying quite a couple of missiles, and they are supposed to protect the overall group. Then we've got these Seed aircraft, so these are carrying the Harm missile. We've got number 5, number 1, a couple of them, a good number of them. We've got 2 groups carrying the joint standoff ammunition, so these guys are carrying these cluster ammunitions. We've got a long range cover with the SuperTomcats over here. We've got a couple of dead aircraft, so that is destruction of enemy air defenses, which do carry the slightly more modern variant of this, just so that we can keep these apart. We've got a couple of ECM aircraft, so electronic countermeasures. Then we've got another DAT-6 over there, and I think that's more or less it. Unless, no, there should be one more thing down here, and that is Eyeball 4, so that is a Hawkeye. Just for airborne early warning, we're not going to turn it off until we are, well, I guess over here. Also, we've got 2 F-35s that are going to the enemy rear, just so that we can keep a better eye on what's going on over there. I've just seen that 2 aircrafts have been launched from over here. We've got, in fact, another F-35 that is currently over here, and that will be here for probably another hour or so before it runs out of fuel. So yeah, before it needs to return, hopefully we'll not actually run out of fuel. Right, so as all of these guys are gathering up over here, I've just noticed that this aircraft, this MiG-29 here, is straying a little bit close towards us, and I've actually already brought the Flight Farm 60 group, which is currently did conduct these combat air patrol, or carrier air patrol. These guys, I've been bringing them over here, and I think it might make sense to intercept this aircraft. So let's put an attack order here. I think it's only 1, right? This is not a group of 2. Yeah, it's only 1. So yeah, let's bring you over there. Let's ask you to attack, and I guess we can go back to normal speed over here. Will you be doing that? Yes, you're also going to turn on your radar. That's nice. And you're already sending out missiles. Now that I do not get, because I don't think these missiles do have the range. This is a 60-mile radius here, and you're already launching that against this guy. I do not think that this guy is going to fly at us, so there must be a slight difference over here. And a couple of you guys have already actually told me to go into the weapon authorization list here, because I think there is a firing range over here. Self-defense? Yeah, 10 miles. Okay, I get that, but why are you firing that at like a 70-mile target? Huh, that's weird. So yeah, really shouldn't be that far that you're shooting these missiles. Right, also why are you flying a little bit weird? I noticed that these guys are just over our submarine. That is just a coincidence, so that's alright. Well, I guess it's fine that one missile is flying at this guy because he doesn't know just exactly how far away we are. So yeah, I think that's alright. Yeah, these guys here will be grouping up a little bit. So I've got the ones in the rear. They are flying a bit faster. The ones in the front should be flying a little bit slower. So I hope that that is going to be alright. Don't exactly know what these 2 guys are over here. Don't know what all of these ships are. It's been a couple of minutes since we've last spotted them. The big question that we have is, where do we want to strike? So obviously I do want to strike at one of these surface-to-air installations down here, specifically this one, I think, as we know that these guys are probably growlers, so very high range. I think it's probably these guys, and that does mean a range of 200 miles plus. So yeah, these guys are capable of locking down basically all of the area until over here, so all of the Strait of Hormuz even. So yeah, that's no good. That is something that we do need to fix. So yeah, that is okay though. You guys are buzzing around over there. We've got another F-35 returning home, and for some reason here I'm not running time correctly. That's okay though. Yeah, you guys are alright down there. And you guys are coming towards this MiG-29 to try and strike it. Obviously it's trying to speed up. Still on a very high altitude though, so it's not diving down. I think it's trying to run away, isn't it? Oh, that's peculiar. I've never seen the AI do that, and that is very nice to see that, because that is definitely a change over here. How much time have we got? We've got about 18 minutes until we have bingo fuel. I don't think we are going to reach this guy then. Well, we might just fire another missile. Well, even if we are to fire a missile at him, at the point where that missile would be here, this guy would of course be further away, so that is no good for us there. So yeah, not quite enough there, I think. Well, driving him off is nice, but not really what I want to do over here. I think we need to be a little bit more aggressive there. So yeah, let's see. Okay, you guys are all sort of over here. That's okay. These aircrafts are over there. Who are you? Oh yeah, ECM. I wonder where's ECM 1. Okay, you're over here. Let's get you over there. Right, and you're not gonna catch him because you're gonna both fly at the same speed. So I could go after Burner, but that would mean we are basically, you know what? Let's try to go after Burner. Just how much time do we have on that? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Is that gonna be enough to get into range with him? I mean, now he is technically within range. Okay, let's actually check. So, how fast are these guys? These guys are traveling at... Come on. These guys are traveling at about 5 times his speed, I would say. So, they have a range of 60 miles, so that's basically meaning we should be launching at 50 or so. Is my math off? 50, maybe 48. And we are closing now at 400 knots basically, which is meaning so we have to cover 10 miles in 400 knots. That is so 140. Yeah, it could just be enough. It could just be enough over here. So let's try to do that. Yeah, I think it would just work out, maybe. Right, and you know what? Since we probably do not need that many missiles, I think it would be perfectly fine if you could send out another missile over here, and just be ready to launch that just immediately when you can. Actually, are your sensors even on? You're not. Okay, let's try to turn them on. There we go. And the reason why I do want to launch a missile over here is simply so that this guy might be thrown off target a little bit early. Even if we can't reach him, he doesn't necessarily know that, so that is okay. Right, and here's air cover 2, so these guys are coming over here to maybe engage. I'm guessing these are also MiG-29s, unless of course they are MiG-35s. In that case, that would be slightly awkward. Right, okay. No further air group down there, so that does mean we now need to sort out. So I do want to attack this field over here. This radar installation is not in fact that important. It's only 2D 1960s technology, so yeah, I mean, it would be nice to take it out, and I do think... No, there's another high value anti-air battery mix in there. On the other hand, I really want to take out this radar installation here because it does cover quite a bit of crucial area, so really I would like to take it out. Right then. Let's sort out our strikes then. Also, what I probably want to do is grab this task force over here and send up a couple of Tomahawks. Can I do that? Yes, I can. So let's in fact do that. Let's send a Tomahawk over here onto this radar installation, and potentially one on all of these targets if we can in fact do that. You might be, target cross section is not quite enough, is it? No. Okay, fine, yeah. Alright, that would have been nice. Okay, on the other hand then, what I do want to do is send up a missile towards this radar installation. We're pretty much sure that we're not going to hit it, but it might just throw the Iranians off target a little bit, and that would be nice. You know what? Over here we're going to do the same thing. So that might just disperse their fighter aircraft a little bit. Cause them to lose a couple of missiles early maybe, and that would be nice, right? Okay, you're trying to get there. Let's try to come up via this valley over here. I think that's going to be alright. You are going to try to come up over there. You know what? Don't fly over the entirety of Iran. Just make it sort of this way. I think that's going to be alright. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. And there's the last one. You are going to come over there. Why don't you try to fly such that, especially late on, you're sort of trying to. I would really like you to come up sort of in this valley over here. Really, am I attacking this? Oh, that's alright, I guess. Right. Fantastic. Okay, yeah. Let's see whether that will work out. Again, I'm not really hoping that that does anything for us, but it just might be nice. Right, you are... you've slowed down a little bit, and that does mean we're going to close in with you faster, which is very, very nice indeed. Okay, and that does mean I can... well, yeah, let's wait for all of them to be formed up. No point coming in piecemeal. Especially you want to overwhelm, really, air defenses. Okay, guys, can you really launch at him, please, now? One of you should be able to do that. I think at this point we probably can engage him. 48 miles. Come on. Come on, you only have a minute worth of fuel left. 48 really should be enough. Really, you're launching at him? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? Why? Just why? There's no way you can hit him. Okay, you're engaged offensive. Okay, you are shooting at him now. That is great. The first guy has basically expended all of his ammunition. That's so stupid. That's immensely stupid. Why would you be launching at... It's clearly not possible to engage him over there. Okay, these are MiG-29s. So that is actually okay, because that means you guys here can come up and potentially just sort of do a fighter sweep before all of these guys are coming in. Okay, Eyeball is going to come up over there. ECM3 is going to come up over here. ECM4 is going to come up there. And then likewise, okay, you are flying home. Can I bulk give you orders? Yes, I can, so that's pretty lovely. Okay, let's bulk get you all over here. And you know what? Likewise, you guys are going to come in bulk over here. And can I also ask you to go on cruise speed, all of you? Yeah, fantastic, good. No, you didn't get the memo. That's unfortunate. Okay, so I can't do it this way, but I can do it manually. So just get all of these guys to form up relatively nicely over there. Right, let's get the air cover there on the side. Again, this Bulldog is just flying home, so I don't need to be too concerned with this. Air cover 1 over here should be coming up, well, basically with all of the other guys. Oh no, sorry, that's the long cover, so that's the F-14s. I think I want to keep them slightly towards the rear. Okay, and you know what? You guys just did stupid things. I really don't know what you did there. But I'm guessing that's okay. Right, you can't win all the time. Okay, so about 5 MiG-29s in the air that could be dangerous towards us. but nothing over here. And you know what? If these guys are over here, I don't mind too much. Although I potentially should get more of our own aircrafts here, I guess. How about you guys? You do have some fuel left. So you know what? Let's bring you up over here. And you guys can actually be reassigned to the combat air patrol. There we go. You engaged offensive. No, no, no. You should be coming home. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to be assign units to mission, combat air patrol, return to base. Yes. Okay, that's fine. Great. Okay, you guys are gonna come up over there. Air cover 2 is sweeping ahead a little bit. That's okay. This guy is waiting for one of his group members to join up, really. So let's go loiter speed here, so we are a little bit more capable of doing that. Air cover long. I think it's fine if you're doing loiter speed. You guys are doing cruise speed. That's okay too, since all of the other guys are now joining up. Let's make sure that the ones in the rear are starting to speed up as well. Yeah, I think you guys can go on cruise speed. Yeah, and you too. Fine, fantastic, good. And you know what? You can be on cruise speed as well. You're already cruising, that's okay. You guys here are slightly slower, that's good, so that everyone will catch up. Cruise speed. Cruise speed. Nice, actually. Good. Right, but we do need to be slightly careful here. So let's actually come up a little bit like that, and air cover 3 is probably going to join up over here. So you guys should engage these MiG-29s, but I'm not sure whether you're going to be successful in doing that. Right, so let's come up a little bit like this. And assign missiles to these guys. So 2 missiles on you. 2 missiles on you. And I think that might be okay. And you're launching them already. Why? Okay, but this time it might work out because these guys are in fact traveling towards us. So that is very, very nice indeed. On the other hand, it's a tight fight over there. Okay, let's get you into this direction here. And if you're insisting on launching them that early, okay, let's get you faster then. And you know what? I do think we need more aircraft. So, more fighter aircraft in particular. Right, okay, so let's launch... You guys, you know what? We can launch you as a single group. You don't have the most fuel, but I'm guessing that's fine. Right, let's travel this direction. Now... They are definitely within our range, so let's get a little bit slower over here. And yeah, these guys are now trying to run away. Our missiles are homing in on them. Yes, we are engaging at extreme range over here. But all in all, I don't think it is that bad. You know what? Some of you guys did alert me to the fact that that was a little bit... too far away. So let's have a look at this actually. So adjusted for distance. Okay, that is a fairly high modifier down there from 100% to down to 50. So that's interesting. I don't think that was the case that much in the previous versions. But you know what? So we have killed 3 aircraft over here. So that is fantastic. And one of the issues is that, oh, by the way, I should really check out what these guys here are. Well, okay, firstly let's try to get to down that aircraft. Let's also keep in mind whether anyone else is going to launch from over there. Still there's 1 MiG-29. Okay, come on, let's see. I thought when you have an active seeker you might not be quite as... Okay, there we go, last missile's going for him. No, do continue this way please. Do want you to keep on guiding missiles his way. And please do loiter speed, because I do not want, well... Okay, he might have launched against us, I do not know. There we go. These guys are... Come on, just one hit, just one hit. Yes, okay, very good. Right, let's get down here and let's get to military speed. Let's actually get to low altitude because I want to find out what this guy is. Cloud cover is at 5,000 feet. So yeah, let's try to find out before everyone is going to fly over him. It would be really great if we could just get an eye on him. And maybe on the other guys too. Right, okay, so we have destroyed a substantial amount of their aircraft. I do think that they are probably going to launch more aircraft from over here. Let's briefly check what this guy is. It's a merchantman. Okay, that is nice. We don't know who exactly he is. But still, merchantman I find very nice. Because obviously that does mean he's not a threat. And at least not immediately. He might of course be just a camouflaged vessel. I would really like to identify which particular vessel it is. How far away are you? About 6 miles, okay. Can't you go lighter speed, maybe minimum altitude? That should give you fairly good eyes, shouldn't it? Okay. It's a commercial tanker, so also it's very unlikely that he is carrying any missiles. But do we know its name? I mean, we've definitively identified that it is. Can't we just read the name? It's a mile away. Come on. Can we overfly it at 30 feet or something? Okay, fine. We're not going to uncover who it is. That's okay. You guys can return to base. I don't want it to be on any specific altitude. You can probably even go military speed there. Right. Do turn off your radar, please, though, so that you're not alerting everyone to the fact that we're coming here. Okay, you guys are coming here. I think I'd probably want you to be over here. Why are you? Why? Ooh. Did I not ask you to come up? Well, that was a mistake. So I left you behind a little bit there. Okay, likewise, you guys... You're from the Combat Air Patrol, but you could actually come here, but you do need to come here on cruise speed and support us. You guys are returning home. That is nice. And yeah, you guys are sort of on the flanks there. Let's bring you over here so that you are somewhat closer to this, but not directly in threatened. And the F-16s are going to be about 90 miles. I want to be from the... Yeah, so probably around over here, 90 miles from this airbase, so that we can start to strike at them as soon as possible. And you know what? I think what we should do is take one of our ECM aircrafts. Potentially, where's ECM 1? Oh, there you can see the Tomahawk. That is nice. It's flying around over here, and it should have a relatively similar time on arrival, so that is good. Right, okay, let's grab ECM 1 here, and let's actually have a look at its sensors and ask it to not do that, but go ahead and jam. And I think that would be fairly lovely. Of course, the enemy does have some systems that can home in on jamming signals, but all in all, I think we are fine over here. This guy does have fuel for about half an hour, so what we might actually want to do is bring him closer to this airbase, because I do think that they will launch some aircrafts as we are approaching their bases over here, and they will probably try to take us out over there. Okay, and we actually have our guys over here. So this is how do we call them? Air cover? Yeah, air cover 4, and that is 4 aircraft. Just be a little bit consistent over here, and I think that's all right. You, sir, do have a lot of fuel, so let's actually ask you to come low briefly just to check out on these guys, see what exactly they are, and I think that would be very nice indeed. Right. We haven't seen any submarine contact so far, which is, I guess, to be expected. But yeah, let's do keep in mind that they might very well have some anti-air capabilities. You know what? I think you can also come up over here. Let's bring you a little bit towards the rear over there, and just you are on this other side of the mountains. Yeah, there we go. You're being targeted over there, that's okay. And yeah, everyone and their mother's coming up over here. Brilliant. Let's actually get an indication of our surface weapons. I think that's pretty much alright. And on the other hand, I think we can turn off the air sensors. It's always a little bit cluttery, but I think it's alright. That being said, we've spent quite some time here in this episode, so thank you very much for watching. And let's see whether our strike here is going to be successful next time. Bye bye, guys.